Alright, now we're back out here. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth at the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. But you're hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Ms. Dahlia Hawthorne?
I assume I'm Dolly?
Yes.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'd be like everyone.
Yay!
Sure, no problem. Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. Oh, it's a bottle.
Yeah.
It kind of just looked like a crystal, or a gem, or whatever.
A crystal gem?
Go fuck yourself.
Look, the joke had to be made.
No, it really didn't have to. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Huh. He seems happy.
A small bottle necklace given to Wright on the day they met. He shows it to everyone. I feel like that's going to be important, because, like, the fact that Phoenix's profile says, has a cold, became important. It's going to become important that he shows it to everyone.
I don't know that shows to everyone. The bottle thing is ringing bells, and I don't know why.
It probably, like, contained something. Or it contains something.
I guess we'll find out.
Though I don't know if that even matters, to be fair, because I don't know what it would contain, because... Never mind.
Is this the game with Gato?
Godo? I believe he does... I believe so, because... I know he shows up in a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game, and I think he was around before Dual Destinies, so I'm fairly certain this is it.
Okay.
So after that, and also, just so people know, yes, it is pronounced Godo. The T is, like, I used to say Godot, and I think I even said that in the previous game at one point, but I think it's supposed to be Godo. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What?
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
It probably did contain something important then. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe that there is some relationship between these two cases, am I correct?
Newspaper clipping added to the court record. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. Check. Murder in the courthouse. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim.
Huh. Probably Dahlia.
Alright. So either she's gonna end up having been, like, the killer in both cases, because I'd expect that, or it's something like she knows, like, Doug was the killer and she got revenge for some reason.
Something like that.
Or maybe she wasn't the killer in either case, but she's still connected somehow. But anyway.
Or maybe she's a demon.
I expect that. I need to finish this myself.
Oh yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia.
Am I the only one who thinks his tie clip kind of looks like a mood ring?
I mean, it might be, or it may just be a jewel I wear to match my suit. And it looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
So he's not with us for this. I guess so. Recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though.
No, it didn't.
At least I think this means he's not with us, unless it's like he'll look at it after the case. Oh, here we go again. Hang on. Alright, apparently it's only the first time it'll screw up.
Weird.
Alright, courtroom number 2. We're back here. Yep, he's not with us. Alright.
Well, we'll now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Look, give me a couple tries at this voice before I nail one down, okay?
Oh my god!
Well, she's not flashing her tits at everyone.
What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word.
But fuck that, I want to bone you.
In your case, it's to make you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
No. I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, another witness. Could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
So I'm going along with your theory of her being a demon right now.
Okay.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor's all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever is on your mind. I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake.
I read that for a moment as some kind of milkshake.
Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it. Yes. I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger.
Now then, not guilty.
Oh! Shit! All right!
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed. Like, okay, I'm sorry, it is so fucking obvious she is evil in some way.
Nah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for. To make
We've
her
had people
so...
with animals that weren't evil.
Name one.
I mean, I didn't really think Acro was evil, quote unquote.
I mean, you gotta remember, he did attempt to murder a 16-year-old.
Okay.
But anyway, it's more of the fact that, she's shy. She's got these butterflies, this adorable face, and the umbrella, the outfit. And holy shit, how is she not the killer?
Yeah. There could just be people like that.
Remember April May in the first game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we saw her in that window. We knew she was bullshitting from the moment we saw her.
Yeah, so do I! And I know it with her.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after the class was over.
Were you gonna bang?
Maybe. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
Were they gonna bang?
Is this a good voice for her, by the way?
I think it works.
Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and collapsed. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
So, completely different.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Probably poisoned him. That's probably what she's trying to say.
Rabble, rabble, she's hot.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never.
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
Tee. You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey.
What's this? So you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before, once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girly.
Well, you did just call her girly.
I think that was the point. Alright. Were you going to bang? Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Oh ho ho, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes? Holy shit, he knows that. Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I had to walk through the back area. Oh, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Oh, that'd be cool. Just whoop! The judge is here!
A beam of light and gavels.
So who is this Dougie person, and can he teach me how to do it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next?
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did the thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
I'm pointing my gavel at you.
Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Fey, I would not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting... Please don't glare at me like that, I'm just doing my job!
Yeah, I like how she's basically like, if you would shut up! That's what I imagine her glare conveys. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
That.
You didn't see it.
Well, I saw the moment Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
I don't think we can do much to contradict that.
Nope.
So then, what did it look like they were doing to you?
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on. Probably because the
Window.
freaking power got cut.
The students knew what was going on, or they saw it out the window.
I'm guessing power.
But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students.
So did the students got the police?
Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
Girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's got to be it. Way to go, Mia! Okay, that means we're gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Okay. Okay, she says she didn't hear any noise either, so I think I'm supposed to, like, play the umbrella because he fell on it, remember?
That or Phoenix's testimony.
The victim fell on top... Wow! It's kind of obvious that's the only part of it that even stays, so yeah, it's probably this.
Yay!
You say you didn't hear any noise, is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah!
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Ah, damn that dubstep.
Headphones, you mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh? Very, very frightening.
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case.
Fucking lightning.
What do you mean?
Lightning. Electrocution. I know we know that's probably not what happened, but it's something
Okay,
they probably want to bring up.
As long as you're fully aware that the chance of him being struck by lightning is so small that...
Especially since they're standing in between two buildings. Next to poles.
Next to wooden poles that weren't even metal.
Well, we don't know what material they are.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I thought that I saw, like, grooves on the closest one.
Well, there's a pattern there, but it's hard to tell.
Point being, yeah, there is no way he could have gotten struck by it, but we're gonna go with it, I guess? Or should we?
Because the storming part is what we haven't heard before now. We've just heard rain. Because she was listening to music doesn't change anything. She didn't hear anything, doesn't change anything. Lightning changes things a little.
Wait. Let's take a moment, because maybe she said earlier on that she heard something.
No.
I just don't see how lightning would change it unless we're seriously going to say that he was struck by lightning, which I very highly doubt is going to go anywhere.
You know these cases go a little bit ways off of it just to explore everything.
I guess listening to music really doesn't matter.
Yep.
And
again, I know the lightning probably didn't do anything, but it's something the defense will probably bring up just to shake things up until something else comes up.
Yeah, and not hearing anything. Alright. Your Honor, there was a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, so what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Mia Fey, the science girl. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, ah!
I must admit the thought had not occurred to me.
Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy, anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered, but that very premise itself was mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. Oh my god, she's seen Turnabout Storm too many times.
I don't
Spoilers
get it.
for Turnabout Storm, by the way.
Huh?
I was like, spoilers for Turnabout Storm, by the way.
What, did someone actually get hit by a bolt of lightning?
Have you not seen it?
Is Turnabout Storm the first game?
My fucking god, Rhino!
I don't know the title!
It's the Phoenix Wright My Little Pony crossover.
Oh, that.
You watched that, right?
Yes, I did. Okay.
Okay, that's called Turnabout Storm, and I was saying spoilers for Turnabout Storm.
Sorry,
Hit by a stray bolt of lightning and all that.
Sorry, it just didn't occur to me. It appears the defense may be on to something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't.
I'm gross. I heard that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fay.
Well, fucking deal with it, you little pansy.
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on that day at that location.
Well, that went well.
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. What is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
So
that's why they ran out.
Yeah, that's why they ran out, and that means that the cable was definitely cut while Phoenix wasn't there, because he said he met him at 2:45 and then pushed him and walked away.
Let's say around 3.
Still, though, I'm fairly certain that he would have said around 2:45 more if he was like trying to insinuate that.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
I still don't think they could have just straight up snapped for no reason, though.
Wind.
Yeah.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Okay, so he bumped against them and that would cause it to break, okay.
So like what, an umbrella that went flying?
He landed on top of it, though.
After he got up.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Sfei. Do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? I vote umbrella.
I don't think so, because it's like a cheap, because it's a cheap plastic umbrella. I feel like that's a bit too soft of a bump. Because, like, what would it bump against?
The cable. Wind.
I think it would be more like the fact that, Phoenix pushed him. If he bumped against it from being pushed, that might have been what caused the cable to snap. And then he fell on his umbrella, and then someone came along and, like, pushed him into the cable or something. Because let's be honest, let's just be completely honest, it is in no way going to have been an accident.
I guess.
So I just,
I think that would be Phoenix's testimony again.
No, because his testimony only says that he fell on top of his umbrella.
Ah.
I think the answer would be, Doug.
Doug Swallow.
This is it. This is why the cable snapped.
Well, Your Honor.
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
Ah, that was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give you one more chance.
I noticed you didn't... No HP bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna try saying Phoenix now, because that's the only other way this one would work.
Sure.
Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony.
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Oh, damn.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion.
Fuck you.
And it was the very show that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if they outright bumped into the cable itself, that would have immediately caused some sort of electrocution. Even on the umbrella, especially since the umbrella probably had some metal bits.
Well, electrocuting the umbrella wouldn't have done anything, and I didn't think about him actually hitting the pole. I thought you were saying like he hit the ground.
If it electrocuted the umbrella, it wouldn't look like this, just snapped. It would be, probably fried.
I mean, if it was a cheap plastic thing, it wouldn't really have done anything to it except maybe melt it a little.
Yeah, they would have noted that.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. Woman,
I'm sorry,
just get the damn hair out of your eyes. It's called a hair clip.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all.
Quit telling me things that don't make sense.
If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than...
You just do that so well.
Ah! I'm actually voice acting for a Winston Payne porn game that's coming out soon.
Oh God, no.
I'm Joe.
Oh God, stop.
We should probably read the thing that says that someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Rabble.
Bravo.
Order! Order in the court.
Ah! The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. That defense is absolutely correct.
Oh, right. Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them.
What the? Whoosh! Boom, boom.